If you want to start selling on Etsy and you want to start selling fast, then I compiled a list of strategies that I used to get up my second print-on-demand store selling within the first week. And please, if you haven't subscribed yet, I do ask for a subscribe if you get anything helpful from this video. All right, let's get into it. If you don't know me yet, my name is Christina and I'm a full-time print-on-demand seller. I was able to quit my job just 10 months after starting my first print-on-demand store, but my first store actually took me a very long time to get going. It took me 5 weeks to get my first sale, and it took me months to even make consistent sales, and it took me over 8 months to start making more than my 9-to-5. Not that I'm saying that that was a slow growth in the end, but the beginning half of my journey was extremely slow. But then in 2022, I wanted to try out some strategies that I had learned through running my first store by creating a second store. This one was for metal wall art, still print on demand. But I wanted to see exactly how fast I could start getting sales with that store, knowing what I know now. So strategy number 1 is study your competitors first. If you don't know what is currently selling in your space, how are you going to know to create similar products that those ideal shoppers are buying? You won't know what they are buying, so you won't be able to replicate it in your store. So number 1 is you need to spend a good amount of time, even after you get your store already up, studying what other people are doing and understanding what has made them successful in this space. This means studying what niches they are in, what mock-ups they are using, how are they titling their names, what keywords are they using, how many photos are they using. Create a spreadsheet and start keeping track of things that you want to do yourself in your own store. This does not mean copy. This is learning from other people first to see what is selling, but it does not mean stealing their photos and their titles and their designs. It is just so you get the eye of what is selling for other people. When I first started my print-on-demand store, when I was doing just my apparel shop for the first time, I just thought I knew what would sell. I created a bunch of different designs that I thought maybe people would like, but I had zero clue because I actually didn't spend any other time researching my competitors to see if I actually matched up. Number 2, if you want to start selling fast, that means you need to get your storefront up very fast. And that does not mean doing it, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, half-assed. Hopefully I don't get banned for that. You cannot be setting up your store half-assed. It does not take a long time to set up. Usually the longest things that you're going to need to set up is creating your banner and your logo. But you can do this extremely quickly by using Canva. And let me show you really quickly how you can do that. On Canva, in the search bar, just search for Etsy banner. You have tons of options here, even just this one right here. You can go into here, add in some pictures of whatever you are planning to sell, add in pretty much just exactly what you were selling, add in your Etsy shop name here, and you can put in handmade clothing, handmade metal bar. Actually, I wouldn't put handmade if you're doing print on demand though. So maybe you could just put home accessories. And then just use this right here for your logo. And now you have your banner and your logo, a beautiful looking template made in literal minutes. Then just set up the rest of your storefront by putting in your shop location, your shop title, your about me, and your policy section. Having everything complete signals to Etsy that you are ready to be selling and that they're already reading what you have put on there to kind of understand what you are selling so that you are already ranking with Etsy. Number 3, don't sell in saturated niches. If all of your competitors that you saw that have been making sales are selling the exact same niches, avoid those niches. You are not going to beat them. They've already studied what's working for them. They already have the numbers behind them and the trust behind their store. So you want to carve out a new space for you. I'm actually going to do a full video on how to find unsaturated niches so that you can make sales early as a new beginner, and it will be linked here when it is up. But for now, let me just say, for example, if you have noticed all over Etsy, there's mom shirts. You do not want to make a mom shirt. I have seen beginners on Etsy kill it by doing niches that most people would not have thought of. I've seen people making a killer on lawyer jokes because they are a lawyer and they know the inside jokes, so other lawyers are buying those. I've seen someone killing it on Etsy, and I did an audit for them and I had no clue what their t-shirts even meant because it was targeted towards this career that I had never even heard of before. But because it is very, very unknown, barely anyone was designing for it. But the people in that niche were passionate and they were able to understand what those shirts said. And so that person can't even really be copied, because how does someone, a different Etsy seller, copy from you if they have no clue what your shirts even mean? Remember, as a beginner, you are not going to beat out the stores that already have 50,000 sales by doing the same shirt as them. You need to be sticking out and going for the low competition niches first, even if they don't have a lot of searches to begin with. My top selling design is super niche. I think there's usually about 90 searches a month with it and less than 200 to 300 people competing for the same keywords. And I can tell this using eRank. Again, in another video, I'm going to go over fully how to find these niches, but using eRank, you can see how much a keyword is searched for and how many people are trying to compete for that keyword within Etsy. So it is super helpful to find those less saturated niches so that you as a beginner can make sales by not competing with those who are already established. Strategy number 4, test, test, test. Yes, I talked about finding niches that are less popular, but that doesn't mean just pick one, because one might not work for you. Test a whole bunch of different niches. Write them all down. The great part about Etsy is people find you based on your listings and your search keywords, not usually by your individual store. So I actually have 800 different products in my store, but that is a ton of different niches. I don't even know how many different niches are in there, but at the beginning, what I would do is I would put up a whole bunch of different designs in a whole bunch of different niches. And when I saw something selling, then I stuck to that. I didn't decide first that this was the niche I was going to do and stick with. I decided that after I saw the data already coming in that people are buying this from me. So say I had a lawyer shirt, I had an accounting shirt, I had a nurse shirt, but the only one really getting sales is the lawyer shirt. Then I'm going to start making more lawyer shirts with the same keywords because you're being found for it and people are resonating with your designs. So at the beginning, it's going to be a lot of testing. So you want to be getting out as many different niches and as many designs as possible as quickly as you can. Another way that you can speed up your process, again, back to studying other stores, but this is how you're going to create your SEO in as little brain power and as quickly as possible. If you do not know what to title your shirt, we're going to go back to using a lawyer shirt as an example. You want to create a lawyer shirt. How are people going to find you? You have to do a lot of key research to figure out what these people are searching. Or you can do it this way, which is my favorite way to do it, is if I know that I want to create a lawyer shirt, I'm going to search that main keyword up. So lawyer shirt. And then I'm going to see what is ranking high for me that is not an ad. So I don't want to go to the ones that are being paid to put there. I want these ones here, which do not are not paid for it. They are ranking organically. So we have lawyer shirt here. What are they calling it? Lawyer shirt, law school shirt, judge dad shirt, gift for lawyer, judgment day shirt, lawyer graduation shirt, attorney shirt. I'm going to grab the ones from this that are relevant. So let's say lawyer shirt and gift for lawyer. I want to add those two. Let's study a different one. So this one has a few different ones. Law school, allegedly t-shirt, funny attorney gift. I would put some of those in. Do not copy. I'm not going to go copy here, Command C, Command paste into my own title. That's just cruel and that is not being creative yourself. Just grab the individual keywords that are relevant to yours as well. And then use those as your titles and tags. This is the quickest way to get your SEO up in a way that is working for other people without actually copying. Here's another tip as well. The hardest thing about getting started about selling on Etsy is going to be getting your first sales and reviews. So you want to be asking friends and family if they can purchase from you. A lot of people come to me saying, well, I don't want this to be like an MLM scheme, so I don't want to be asking or guilting my friends and family to buying from me. You don't have to approach it that way. You can even ask them if there's anything they've ever wanted on a t-shirt or sweatshirt or socks or anything that you are able to print through print on demand, and you can make that for them. So for example, my mom, when I had first started this, I asked her if there was any sweatshirts or shirts that she wanted. I asked my friends that. And my mom ended up wanting some matching shirts with her coworkers. So I created that listing on Etsy and had her buy from her and fulfill them. That way it was still an actual order, but she didn't have to buy a shirt she didn't want. And I still got the sale and my store got that boost. Then my best friend had wanted a mountain shirt. So her and I sat together on Canva while we created a shirt that she would want. I listed it on my Etsy and I had her buy from it. That way I understood how the process went on my end. I got the sale, my store got the boost, and she got a shirt she wanted. And then my final tip, which is going to be a little controversial if you're already selling on Etsy, if you've been watching other stores here, is I would run ads. Many gurus and even me are going to tell you ads aren't usually very great for print on demand because you don't usually end up making a profit. But if you want to get your store selling up fast, then I would tell you that this is kind of more seen as an investment, more so than seeing it as a profit generator. Because by running ads, first you're going to see in your Etsy ads stats which products of yours are actually getting clicks and if they're actually getting sales. So you're getting it seen in front of more people quickly. And if you do make a sale from that ad, your organic listing is going to go higher in the ranking, which is going to make it easier for other people to find your listing without the ads. So it is going to cost you money up front, but it'll probably get you some organic sales quicker. It'll get you some reviews quicker, some sales quicker, but I would not look at this as a profit generating system. It might, it most likely won't. You should be studying the actual stats that it gives you back to see if people are actually clicking on it. And then if no one is clicking, then perhaps that is where you need to think about revising your SEO or the direction that you are heading. I used all of these when I had done my second print on demand store, which was metal wall art. So it was a completely different niche than when I had done my t-shirt and apparel store. But I was able to start making sales in my first week by super quickly getting up my listings and my storefront. I had about 50 listings up within the first week and my storefront completed. I had a friend purchase from me because she was looking for something for her cottage, which was super helpful. I was running ads. I did not make money off them. So even though I was making sales that first week, they weren't profitable yet. But eventually I turned off the ads and then they were just selling organically. So it did turn more profitable down the line. I also, with a metal wall art store, used eRank to find niches. I searched up metal wall art in eRank and went down to one that did not have much competition. So I wasn't fighting with like mountain metal wall art, which was super popular. I wasn't just putting in the keyword metal wall art because that was a super saturated keyword already. But I found some that had a lot of room that people were searching for, but had lower competition. So I was able to rank higher with that initially and start getting those sales. And remember, if this isn't the way that you want to go, this is completely fine. I am talking to those who want to see results fast and are willing to put in the hard effort and the more money to get started to start seeing those results fast. Some of these, yes, can be applied to your store if you're taking it slowly. You can go either way. My apparel store, I built up extremely slowly and it had a slow climb upwards. And again, it was still able to bring me financial freedom just a few months down the road. But then with this store, I had lost all patience because I was already making store sales with my other store. So I wanted to see the results fast and I wanted to make sure that these tips that I was telling people were actually effective. So I made sure that I could do it with my own store as well. Thank you guys so much. Let me know if you learned anything new from this or if there's any of these tips and tricks that you're going to try implementing in your own store. And again, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Thanks guys and see you in the next video.